This is number 48 in section 3.4 of our textbook, where we are asked to factor by grouping. So the first thing that I would do is I would recognize that these first two terms have some things in common, and that these last two terms have some things in common. I also want to make note of the fact that in front of these last two things, I have a minus, and I'll emphasize an important thing to do here in a moment. Let's look at group number 1. Group number 1, if I look to find a common factor, I see that they are both divisible by 5 and they are both divisible by x. So my greatest common factor is 5x. Now what that basically means then is I need to take each of these terms and divide them by 5x. And in parentheses, show what's left over after doing so. So if I divide 5ax by 5x, everything cancels except the a. If I divide negative 5bx, because remember this is the same as plus negative, by 5x, everything cancels except the negative b. So I'm left with negative b. Now, or a minus b, excuse me. Remember, you can always check to make sure you've factored it correctly, because if you distribute the 5x to each of the things inside the parentheses, you will have what you started with, and that will work. Now, the second group, I notice there's that minus in front of that second group. That's crucial. What I always encourage students to do is to pull that minus out with the greatest common factor. So I notice then that each of those terms underlined is divisible by 2, and each is divisible by y. So I'm going to pull out a minus 2y. So that means I'm going to divide everything here in this group, both things I should say, by negative 2y. And in parentheses, I'm going to show what I have left over. So negative 2ay divided by negative 2y is a, and positive 2by divided by negative 2y is negative b. I mentioned in class, remember that when you factor correctly by grouping, you're going to find that the two groups that you get have something in common. If they don't, you've probably done something wrong. So now I notice that what they have in common is a minus b. So my greatest common factor is a minus b. If I divide this group by a minus b and this group by a minus b, what happens is the a minus b's cancel. And what's left is the 5x minus 2y.